Here you go. Have your pink table. You need that basically for everything you do in this unit. What is the annual cost to insure a home? Where's my highlighter? We're insuring a home, right? So that'll be homeowners insurance for 120,000, area 2, standard. So a lot of information will be important, right? It's like right? And then $500 deductible after tax. Okay, so obviously we know we're in the insurance category. We have that formula ready to go. Are we over in this case for home insurance? What do you mean, Mr. Dirksen? I don't know what you are talking about. Right? But what I mean is for home insurance, it's this big table, homeowners insurance. We're not over to 200,000, right? So we don't need to worry. We don't need to worry about the overage part. So essentially, we just need to grab that one number. There's really just going to be one number that we need to grab here. So let's go find that. 120,000, area 2, standard. 120,000, area 2. So match that, and we're standard, right? So I match it, and I get 309. Is that what you get? 309? I'm gonna have to work hard today to get you to buy in, eh? $500 deductible. Don't need to do the 1.10. After tax, I have to do this part. Okay, so in this case, it's as simple as that. And those of you that did the homework will tell me whether or not I got this right. So this is 330.63. Are we good? Okay. I can give myself a nice check. Okay. What does it cost to insure a home in area 3? So we're insuring a home in area 3. We're not told that we're renting, so we're assuming we're owning it. 215,000 comprehensive, $500 deductible after tax in this case. So this is overage. So I'm going to right away take away my 200 max coverage that is on my chart. That leaves me with $15,000 of overage that I need to buy insurance for. So this is going to be a little bit more work. Okay, insurance. Let's go grab that number that we must have. Area 3 comprehensive. Area 3 comprehensive, max out. You max out all the way to 200,000. So it's $799 plus $391 for every 1,000 of extra insurance. So we go $799. That gives you the 1 mark. 15,000 more that you need to buy, and it's $391, right? Okay. Thank you. It's a $500 deductible, so I don't need to worry about the 1.10, but it is after tax, so I have to do this part. There we go. So clean this up. You have to be careful. $799 plus. Let's do this part. It's $58.65. Keep that in square brackets for now. You don't want to be multiplying just yet. If you multiply this, you're only going to be taxing the $58.65, right? If you don't deal with this first. So I'm going to add $799 to give me $857.65 times 1.07. And here it is. Now you have to have your dollar sign, 917.69. Is that good? Thank you. One last one, and then I'm giving you the AC. All right. What's the cost to insure a home for 175? So that's not going over. Metro Winnipeg, standard 200 before tax. So you have to be careful. Read carefully. Metro 175, we're not over, so we don't have to worry about that part. We just go 175 Metro Winnipeg, it's either this or that. Is it comprehensive, right? 668? No, standard. 607, I meant to say, because we're standard insurance. That's it. Times 1.10, but not times 1.07. So it's as simple as that in this case. 607 times 1.1. That's 667.70. I'm on a roll, eh? 3 out of 3. Yes. Okay. Any questions about any of the other ones? What if I ask you, how can you reduce your insurance? Would you be able to answer that? Homeowners insurance. Don't tell me move, okay? That's not like it's basically always asking, hey, you are where you are. What could you change? And I have to tell you that when you own a home, you can't tell them less insurance because it's your home. Like you need to make sure that home is covered if you ever go into a loss, right? So basically you're down to going from comprehensive down to standard. That one you have a choice in. And going from a $200 deductible, just staying with a $500 deductible. Essentially whatever's in here, staying with these rates. Don't choose the $200 deductible, okay, because that's going to increase it. And that brings me to another point that I wanted to talk about before we kind of conclude insurance. Can you go with me to page 49 real quick? There's a little bit more than that you need to know for homeowners insurance. Go to 49. So how is homeowners insurance different than, let's say, tenant insurance? 49, okay? It protects you from fire, burglary, flood, and storm damage. So again, you need to cover the building, right? So that's something covered. It covers the contents, the building, and liability. So liability is damage you cause others. So let's say a tree on your side of the property falls down and damages your neighbor's garage. Technically, you're liable. So your insurance would cover that. House insurance, or heaven forbid, your house catches fire. Some of the houses in some areas, they're so close together. If a fire erupts on one house, it's almost guaranteed that the house next door will have some damage. It's technically on you, but your insurance will cover that. So house insurance is for people owning a house or condo. It covers the contents and the building itself. I will tell you this. Your lending institution, your bank, will not release a mortgage until proof of insurance is given. So I had to go to my insurance, to any insurance company, and just get your house insured. And guess what? Sometimes your house will not be insured. There's some houses in the inner city in the north end that will not get insurance. Sometimes it's because of the area, especially where they're located. Sometimes it's because of the age of the home. Should I say more about this? Because you might have that problem. Do you know what knob and tube wiring is? What is that? Allow me to explain that to you. I'm going to go to 50. You don't have to write this down. But technically, let's say this is a wall in your house. Knob and tube has like little knobs behind the wall, and the wire literally, like it hangs like that. Like, you know how a cable has 3 wires normally? Knob and tube has like the 3 wires running separately everywhere. They're like on a knob like this. They're attached to little knobs. This is super dangerous. Like, insurance companies do not like this kind of wiring. because it causes a lot of fire. So some very old houses may have knob and tube wiring. And so if a insurance company knows that you have this, they will either flat out decline or charge you a lot more. Okay, so something to keep in mind. That's why you get a building inspector before you buy a house, so you're not surprised by those things. Okay. What affects your insurance? I'm going to use a different highlighter. I'm almost done, I promise. You need to know this because the province has often like fill in the blank or multiple choice or explain. And if you know at least some of this, you'll be fine. Okay. So what affects your insurance is the location you live, right? Where are you located? That's why there are 4 areas on your chart. The table has 4 areas. Do you live in a high crime area, right? Is your area prone to flooding? Where you live, if you live close to the river, every spring, there's some flood warnings. And so if you live close to that, obviously your insurance is going to go higher. Type of coverage, right? You want standard versus comprehensive. That one you know. The actual value of the home. Any additional coverage you would want. Okay, so what I'm talking about is there's overland flooding protection. That's obviously when the water floods over and into your doors, like through your doors and windows of the basement. There's groundwater protection. So that's when water were to come in from underneath your basement. And there's sewer backup. That's the nastiest of all floods you can possibly have. That's when the sewer system gets so backed up, it goes into your house. Most newer houses have something to block the flow into your house, but sometimes those malfunction and you still have a nasty, you basically, anything that touches it, anything that touches sewer, you're not going to want to keep. Gross, right? So you literally, all furniture, everything you have, garbage. If it's just water, you can probably dry your couch and reuse it, right? So have you ever heard of sewer flooding? Because it's everybody's, everybody's number 2 out there. It's not even just yours. Anyways, shouldn't talk about that right now. Deductible. That's another one, right? You want a $500 or you want a $200 deductible. So I'm not going to make, I talked about deductibles, so I'm not going to ask you to know more about that. And one more thing, guys, and then I'm done talking about the extras. Discounts. I actually get some of these discounts, which help hugely. Because insurance for my house is like $1,500 a year. But because if they ask you, if you have a claim-free history, they actually give you a decent discount. I think it's like 10% off. Are you a smoke-free home? Right? They ask you that if you're so. Do you have an alarm system? You get a discount for that. Is the alarm system monitored? So you get a discount for just having an alarm system, and then another discount for actually having a company monitor your alarm system. Because alarm systems won't they won't prevent somebody from breaking in, but it does deter them. They think twice. So you know what they say, just get an alarm company sticker and just stick it on your windows, right? Or like a lawn sign with AAA alarm systems or whatever. They're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go in there, right? I talked to a police officer and he says that dogs are number 1 at deterring. Like, people just don't want to break in if there's a dog, which makes sense. The second one apparently is if you have something that looks like a TV is on. So you either leave your TV on or you can buy something that mimics a TV, like flickering or whatever. They don't like that either. So go figure, right? And then what else can you do these days? It's a fairly newer thing. What do you put in front of your door normally? A camera, like the doorbell camera. I just got one, so I'm pretty excited about that. Nobody broke in yet, but I want to deter. And the building itself, right? So that's another. So discounts would obviously affect how much you pay, right? You pay less. The building itself. So the value, the age, the type of building. Is it a bungalow? Is it a two-story? Is it a side-by-side? Is the garage attached or is it detached? What type of electrical wiring has been installed? All of those things. I basically gave you a buffet to choose from. If you just remember a couple, you're gonna be all right. But I don't like to give students like, here's two, just memorize them. I want you to actually like choose your own. Which one do you like out of these reasons for paying more or less, right? So keep that in mind. Thank you for this part. I had to talk about it, and I think I'm gonna. There we go. For the first one, it is really like we're renting, so we're looking at tenant insurance. We're looking at that other table, and it's a $500 deductible. It's 40 grand. It's before tax, so 40 grand. Comprehensive 269. So it is really just 269. That's it. Like we're not adding taxes, we're not adding 10%, there's no overage, that's it. One mark for that. I will change the marks that you see there to just make it more in line with how I mark this. So apartment again, and there's $100,000 worth of coverage. We know we're over, so I don't know if somewhere on the side you want to determine the overage right away. Okay, that's my overage. So for insurance, it's an apartment, remember, and we are standard. So we max out at 359 and we pay 450 for any extra insurance. So for the 359, I'll give you a mark already. And then for this part here, I will give you another mark. Like for having 25,000 and the 450 there. That's another mark. And then what does it ask again? Standard $500 deductible. So we're not multiplying by 1.10. We're not adding taxes. So this is it. So this would be 359 plus 112.5, which gives you a final answer of 471.50. And I will give you another mark for that. So we're gonna change this and just say this is out of 3. Okay? Because you should get a mark for actually computing this. So if you get this wrong, you get 2 out of 3. If you don't, if everything else is good, but you get a different answer, it's something to do with the way you computed that. That would be a -1. Next, Emma purchased a home, right? So we're talking home insurance. So we're looking at this table here. And so let's calculate that. Insurance for 195 in Winnipeg, standard. 195 standard Winnipeg puts you at 678 a year. 678. Sorry, did I say 78 or 75? 78, yeah. And we're multiplying that by 1.1, and it's before taxes. So I'll just give you 1 mark for that, and I'll give you 1 mark for that. No, yeah, let's do 1 mark today because otherwise it just looks weird. The 1.5. So that's 745.80. So I would say, right, you have to have this answer to get the 2 marks. So that's out of 2. Next, Victor owns a home in area 4. We can clearly tell we're over. So I'm going to go 425 minus, it's not 75 because we're talking home insurance. It's 200,000. So it's 225. That's overage. So insurance in area 4 comprehensive. So we max out, right? So we got to go way to the bottom of 200,000 all the way to area 4 comprehensive. So it's at 1063 and the 519. We need both of those numbers. So 1063 gives you a mark, and then this part gives you another mark. If this shows up, this part, you get another full mark for that. And we want after taxes, but we don't need to add 10% because it stays at that $500 deductible. So we're just going to go 1.07 here. I give you half a mark for that showing up. And I think I'm just going to give you half a mark for the final answer to make this a little cleaner. So this gives you 1,167.75, right? This chunk times 1.07, and then you have 2230.75 times 1.07, which gives you a grand total of 2,386.90. I don't like to do this, but I'll just do it. Half a mark. So 1, 2, 3. I think this should be worth more. Let's tweak it. Let's do this. We'll give this thing like this on its own a half a mark, so that half as well. So the final will be worth 1 mark. Getting that answer gives you 1 mark. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one I would like it to be worth 4 marks, not just 3, because there was a bit more involved here. So what are we at this page? 1 and 3, that's 4, and then we had 2 here, that's 6, and another 4, that's 10. So this page would be out of 10 if you want to already get your subtotal. We're good. Next page. State 2 factors. We just talked about that. 2 factors that affect your insurance premium. So you can say discounts. You can maybe say claim free, or you can say alarm system, etc. You could also say value of home, deductible, right? 200. Show whoever's reading this that you know your stuff, right? That's basically what we want here. So I would say 2. So discounts and value of home, that would be 1 each. Deductible, you can say area you live in, or area where the house is located. What else did we have? You have one? Overage? Sure. That would go under value of home, I would say. So I would give you that today. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Good one. So type of insurance, use your own words and try to be specific. And if I get it, you get the mark. So if you said whether you choose comprehensive versus standard, if you tell me that, bingo, you get the mark. Okay, next, Tina currently holds a home insurance policy with comprehensive coverage with a $200 deductible. She would like to reduce her annual insurance premium. State and explain one way she can achieve this. And I gave you some hints here. There's actually 2 ways you can do that right off the bat, right? She could increase her deductible which would decrease her premium. And You could also say she could switch to a $500 deductible. This would bring down her premium. That's fine with me. She could change from a comprehensive policy to a standard policy. Bingo. So if you wrote a little something, you get 2 marks. So this backside is worth 4, right? We've got 4 here, and we've got 10 on the first page. So this is out of 14 total. Make sure your name and last name is on there, and I will come and get it from you.